Hello everyone. Today is part 2 of our How to Play Chess series. In this short clip, I will show everybody how the pieces interact and some special moves to take note of. Okay, in front of you, you are seeing the Italian game, the starting configuration of the Italian game. Each side had already played 3 moves, and it is now white to move. It is now white's 4th move. I want to show everybody a special move. Did everybody see that? Let me repeat this thing. Right. So this is what we call castling. How castling works is that the knight and bishop has to move out. The king needs to have some space toward the rook, and the king must not be in check, which means that the king must not be under attack by any opponent's piece. So in this case, there's 2 vacant squares toward the rook, and the king simply moves 2 squares into g1, and he moves the rook out to f1. So the configuration of the king on g1, the rook on f1, and with 3 pawns in front of them, right, on f2, g2, and h2, this is called a castle. And the process of forming this element is called castling. Why do we do castling, right? Castling is really like, a few procedures, a few steps in one move. This is important because we want to get our king to safety at a corner of the board. Simple as that. And at the same time, we want to move out our rook, right? The rook is stuck at h1, or the rook is stuck at a1 if we do not have castling. So with this castling move, everything is much more easy, right? So let's say with next move, white chooses to attack white's pawn on e4, and after I castle as white, I can simply defend it with my rook. So rook f1 to e1, and I defend my pawn, right? Which means that in this case, if black chooses to, kamikaze his knight by taking the e4 pawn, white can simply use his rook to take it back. Simple as that, right? And this is possible all because of castling, right? And now I just want to show everybody another way to castle. And this is the queenside castling, right? So instead of the kingside castling, I move my pawn forward to d3. The knight moves out to f6. I move my bishop to g5, right? Black moves to d6, pawn d6. And white moves his knight, the queenside knight, to c3. Okay? Black in this case, black castles. White moves his queen up 1 square to d2. Right? Black moves his bishop to d7. And now in this situation, okay, look at all the dots, right? White can move his king 2 squares to the left. And voila, right, you have queenside castling. And then immediately he brings out his queenside rook from a1 all the way to d1. So this is 2 steps in one. This is queenside castling, right? Let me show this thing again. And this is also called the long castle. This is the long castle, right? Kingside castling in this case, this is called the short castle, right? Because you only have to moving 2 squares to g1. This one is like, there's 3 squares separating the king from the queenside rook. So that's why it is called the long castle, right? Okay, with that, I just want to show everybody another special move. It is called en passant. How does it work, right? Okay, it works something like this. Let me just move one of the pawns by black, sorry. let's say this pawn, right? b7 to b5, right? Now in this situation, white can simply take the pawn, right? But what if, white simply do not take the pawn and move his bishop somewhere here, for instance, bishop to b3, right? And in this situation, black can simply march his pawn forward, right, to b4. And notice that with b4, right, the black pawn is threatening to take the knight on c3 on the very next move. However, let's say that white is just blind to this. White does not know that the pawns capture diagonally, and he chooses to move his a pawn 2 squares forward to a4. Now, black has a special move. This is called the en passant, as I said. It works like this. Wow! Did you guys see that? Right? So it works like, when you have the defending side, in this case, white, moving 2 squares forward the pawn, and the pawn is just directly beside the attacking pawn, right? Which is the b4 black pawn. So the attacking pawn can capture diagonally, right? Which means he can just simply move to the rear, right, of the white pawn, and the white pawn simply disappears, right? It gets captured in this way. So this is called en passant, right? All right, I will just show this thing one more time, right? Okay. I hope everybody is clear with this, right? And now in this case, if, white chooses to take it back with his b2 pawn, what happens, right? Black can simply take back the a3 pawn with check. And now in this situation, white has only one move. He must move his king, right? There's no way, no other piece to block the attack by the black bishop. He must move his king. There's only one move. King b1, right? So this is how the two special moves work, right? Castling, short castling, long castling, en passant, right? And I've also shown everybody how all these piece captures work, right? And with this short clip, right, I hope that everybody got a basic understanding of how we maneuver the pieces, right? This is the Italian game. I will talk more about some basic openings in the third clip and some dirty tricks, right? How to win within the first 5 moves, right? So stay tuned and thank you for watching.